mysterious note for season 2.
Very spooky, very mysterious. Thank you, Ethan.
Oh!
Okay. Woo! The ghost of season 1. Okay.
It's all fine. It's all good.
It's all good.
It's resolved.
Yeah, it's
the conflict is no longer.
Wow.
The
Thank
conflict resolves.
Thank you, Ethan. All right. I'll
Not
see.
one this week, right, guys? Right?
No, Ethan,
No.
not this week.
What?
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
Surely next time.
No. No.
Bye, Ethan.
No. No.
Dude, just click the...
I was trying to press it upside down. It wasn't working.
It simply wasn't. Hey, guys.
Hey, where have you been?
Where have you been? I've been sitting here
The whole
every
time.
Sunday. I
Yeah.
come into my closet and I say, maybe this time Bim won't come.
Whoa. I was talking to the audience, but...
Oh, no. But the thing is, Bim does the same thing. We just, you know what,
Yeah.
guys? It's been a big clerical error. We don't know whose house to go to each week, so then we just don't.
Because we stopped texting, since we have Late 360, we just
Yeah.
assumed we don't have to text anymore.
Yeah.
I've just been waiting.
I've
See
been waiting.
The Charlotte leaves from... Yeah.
Let's run that back. Let's run that one back, guys.
Charlotte leaves Chargul Frontier. I've just been waiting for that message. I'm like, all right, let's get ready for the podcast.
Yeah.
And it's never happened.
Yeah. We're not the best at communication. And that's the only reason.
That is the only reason.
That's the only reason why we haven't made a podcast since April 11th.
Yeah, but even then, like, didn't we upload it, like, weeks after we recorded that
Months
episode?
late.
Yeah.
I think a month late. Let me actually check. Because
we recorded that episode, and then I just never,
sent me
made-
the thumbnail.
Uh-huh. I just kept forgetting. And I never sent you the thumbnail, so it never came out.
Yeah, no, and then I don't know what my rationale was, because I knew Bim just didn't send me the thumbnail, and I knew I had this podcast, and it was looming over me, but I didn't say anything.
Just communication
Yeah.
is key.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, though. We're alive. I
We
really
are
want
alive.
to turn off the lights so this can be candlelit.
Oh my
Can
goodness.
you read?
Yeah.
Okay. Charlotte wrote stuff down. Season 2 is starting with a great start. I don't even know when that ended.
It was 2 minutes in. We were just talking for more than 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Well, I'm guessing we're talking about our demise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, only because of lack of communication, no other reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, anything else.
Nothing else.
No.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, Bim was just making fun of me for writing things down, and I was telling her that I've been studying the best podcast on the planet called Boy Oh Boy Podcast. And, JC writes things down, and I think that could be very beneficial to us.
Maybe. But I'm a big fan of just putting it in my brain and then forgetting to talk about it.
I like that. See, that can work for you. That will not work for me, because I'll put it in my brain, and then it'll stay there.
Mm.
And it just won't crawl back out. You know, I just kind of forget that it's there.
Happens.
Happens to the best of us.
I'm eating a brownie, I'm sorry.
I'm eating a brownie too, but I'm not. You know, I'm eating it, but not right now.
I'm eating it right now.
That's really good for you. But, actually, our demise wasn't just due to lack of communication, and I will be the first to admit it. Lots of things were going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I was about to say, I don't know when it all started, but I do, in fact, have it written down here. I guess we
Consult the book.
can... the book.
Yeah.
I guess we can each tell our sides of the story.
Uh-huh. If
but-
I even remember it.
I guess we can go, like, hand in hand together, because I know when I first kind of thought, ugh, to the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when I went on a camping trip, and I came back, and as I was coming back, I realized that I still had to record the podcast. And I was so tired. I didn't want to do anything. The last thing that I wanted to do was talk to you. Not you.
Wow.
But, like, talk to people.
Yeah.
Because I was just with people all day
Mm-hmm.
for the whole weekend doing strenuous activities like camping.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I didn't want to come home and then talk to people.
Yeah.
And then also the podcast does take, like, a lot of effort.
Yeah.
Because you have to entertain the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just audio. I keep clicking my pen. But yeah, after the once I came back and I was recording that podcast, it just made me feel like I don't want to feel like this about the podcast. Like, it shouldn't be a chore.
Yeah.
And I think that was a very similar feeling that Bim had.
Yeah, I don't have, like, an exact, like, pinpoint, but I just remember it, like, you know, because I was in college, guys. And especially around that time, I was really going through it with, like, school, like, workload and just, like, mentally. And I remember, like, having to, like, my Sundays were usually just kind of, like, calm where I didn't do anything, but then, like, slowly, like, I started having to do homework on Sundays, and it was, like, getting really busy, and then I had to, like, plus do the podcast, and sometimes, like, I'd be even doing, like, things with my friends, and I'd be like, hold on, guys, one sec, I gotta go do this podcast, and then, which I enjoyed doing the podcast, but, like, sometimes it was just, like, a chore.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It was, like, I wasn't feeling, since I was so, like, stressed out, like, mentally, I wasn't being very creative, and I didn't have anything good to say, and I was just sitting there doing my coding project, like...
Exactly. And, like, I didn't blame you for doing your homework during the podcast, because well, in the moment, I was like, come on, can't you just give me, like, an hour? But then I went to realize, like, we live very different lifestyles right now. Like,
I did not have an hour.
She did not have an hour. And I think that that's what the break kind of helped me do, is not have that, like, I don't know, icky weirdness with the podcast.
Yeah.
And it became just, like, how it started, as just, like, a thing for fun.
Yeah. Like, I missed it. After,
Yeah,
exactly. I was like, I really want to be recording a podcast right now.
Yeah.
And there's so much to say.
It was just, it became, and also the podcast. It was just
Right.
another thing on the to-do list. And that's not what it should be.
And I remember we had, like, Charlotte had a good idea. It was a good idea. But my, like, additions to it were just kind of showed, like, where I was mentally. It was, like, recording, like, little tidbits, like, throughout our day whenever because we were, like...
Oh, I remember, yes.
Charlotte was, like, the idea is we have so many things we want to say, but we can't remember for the podcast. So then why don't we just, like, record them? Like, whenever we think of them, we'll record them. And I went back and listened to mine, and I made, like, 2 of them. 2 or 3.
I made, like, 1.
And they were, like, both of them were about me just complaining about schoolwork. Like, I think one of them, like, I genuinely cried. I was like, I have this, and this to do, and I need to finish all this. And then, but it was bad. Let me see if I can...
If you have it, we'll play it during this part of the podcast.
Okay. I know I have them.
Yeah, it was kind of a similar thing for me, because once we got over the hump of New York trip, because I think that I was still willing to stick it out for New York trip, because I think it was just a good line of communication. It was a way to keep the ball rolling with Boy Boy, because we were both so nervous to meet them.
Yeah.
But once we all got back, we got COVID, and it was just like someone kept punching us down in that hole.
Yeah.
And then trying to go back to the new semester after that was just wild.
Yeah.
Absolutely wild. And then Shrek.
And then Shrek.
And then Shrek happened. Bim was having a lot of stuff before spring break, too. Didn't you start Big Brother in spring semester?
Yeah, I did. I did start Big Brother, which was so much. I knew it was going to be a time commitment, but I didn't realize, like, how much of a time commitment it would be. Like, because I couldn't just, if I were to ever talk game with literally anyone, I had to talk with them in person and, like, film me. So, and then also, I lived, like, on North Campus, so a lot of these places that I had to go, like, I had to walk, like it would be, like, an hour. Like, if I were, like, meeting with someone, it would be, like, an hour, like, thing. Even though the conversation is only, like, 15 minutes or so. It's, like, the setup and, like, walking there and walking back. And I usually would meet with, like, multiple people. And it was, like, a whole thing. And so that was also stressing me out, like, a lot.
Yeah.
Because it sounds silly. And then
no, it doesn't
like,
sound silly, because it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be, like, your extracurricular. Well, I say that. I say extracurricular like it's high school.
Extracurricular. Yeah, it's like a club. Yeah.
Exactly. It's a fun thing to do, but it was
It was fun,
lot.
but it was a lot, yeah.
Oh my goodness, that was so fun the day I visited and I got to watch.
Oh my god, that was fun. Oh, that was the time when I was in DeVito and I lost because it was running.
I do remember that.
That was exciting.
Bim looks so silly when she runs.
I do.
Yeah. And I think also a thing that influenced it was we didn't have a lot of time like spent together.
Yeah.
And when we were together, sitting down to record a podcast for 2 hours of that time just didn't really, wasn't really that fun.
Yeah.
Because there were so many other things we could be doing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sad.
So sad. Yeah, but then late March and early April, that's when you can really just see the downfall.
Yeah.
Like, the last couple of episodes are just us talking about random things. Because also we lost, like, the creativity to plan entire episodes. It just became, like, no-topic episodes.
Yeah.
Which they were good when they were few and far between.
Right, when it was, like, special.
And especially when you're not doing anything. Like, all
Yeah.
you did was homework. All I did was school and ballet, and that was it.
Yeah. There were no funny little anecdotes.
No funny little anecdotes, of
No
course.
silly little bits.
Yeah, and I think that's all I had. Yeah, we were also just really tired.
We were really,
All
I was
the
really
time.
tired.
And any moment that wasn't doing something was a moment of rest.
Yeah.
And
oh
then
my God.
the podcast would eat into that moment of rest, and it just wasn't fun.
I used to take naps in between lunch and my English class, which was like a 45-minute period.
That's
and
terrifying.
I would sleep during like 30 minutes of it and then like run to my class. I was so tired.
So as you can see, things were not good. I also, being I'm not ever gonna try to compare being a college freshman and a high school senior, but I had a lot of, senior events to do, and I was on SGA too, which was a lot to like plan stuff and work with people all the time.
Yeah. No, SGA is
like everyone,
yeah.
we both just had a bunch of stuff to do all the time, and the podcast wasn't a release from that. It was just more stuff.
Yeah. More
Long
stuff
story
to do.
short.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
It
think
wasn't a fun break from my day. It was something else I had to do.
exactly.
Yeah.
It didn't spark joy. And one thing that is very personal to me that I don't think BIM experienced, but there was when we were recording the Grammys 2022 podcast. It was the one after the Shrek.
Yeah.
After Shrek, and Beethan was on it.
Yes.
And Beethan said something like, "You guys aren't worried about people hearing that?"
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? Now that you say that, I am worried about people hearing that. And I just got kind of sick and tired of the podcast just being a way for me to talk bad about other people. Because you didn't really do it as much, but I would just, like, come on here and just, like, spew a bunch of garbage about so many people that I knew and didn't want to hurt their feelings. But I think I just, think of this podcast as, like, no one listens to it. No one even knows it exists. It has an Instagram account, Charlotte. People know about the podcast. It has your name on it. It has Emily's name on it. So I just got kind of like, I don't really want myself to, like, put effort into a thing that is making other people feel bad. And that just kind of ruined my relationship with the podcast for a little bit, because it was just, what am I doing this for?
Yeah.
And, like, why what's going on, guys? Charlotte, you need to get yourself together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also, I was going away for most of the summer.
Yeah.
And I think we already planned on that to be a break for us.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, because sorry. I'm braiding her blanket.
She is.
Desperately need this to be braided. But I'm listening.
You're not talking.
You've been talking.
I know, but when I pause, you jump in. Respond. Sorry. I forgot that was a thing we could do.
I didn't know what to say.
Respond.
Because, yes.
Awesome. Good. So, I think we needed to miss the podcast for a little bit.
Yeah.
No. Bim just tried to stick her finger in the candle.
Why not?
It's fire. You can't.
But
do
around it is not fire.
Yeah, but here's the thing: fire radiates heat. So no. We're just gonna not do that.
But if I stick my finger in, like, the wax and then I pull it out,
that'll still hurt.
and then I'll have a silly little witch finger.
I don't think so.
I've done it before.
The
Candle wasn't lit, but I've done it before.
So you haven't done it before, is what you're saying.
I've done it before, but the circumstances were different.
Okay.
But I basically did it before.
Okay, see, the statements, I've done this before, and I've basically done this before, very different. They're not the same. Okay.
Fine, I just want to feel it.
Keep braiding the blanket. Keep braiding the blanket. Hey, queen.
No,
it's
no.
creating the blanket.
No, I'm just.
Okay, do it.
No. I'm gonna say I'm edging it.
Uh-huh.
I'm not actually gonna do it
Okay, cool.
until I do.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to say about the matter?
Yeah, I think that was a smart. We had to like miss it in order to like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
That's good.
That's a good way to like describe how I was feeling because it was a chore and I didn't want it to be a chore anymore.
That's good.
And then I missed her.
BM&W.
Where is she?
Exactly. So, now here we are. Our return episode, our comeback.
The comeback. I remember today at lunch I just said, like, guys, guess what's happening today? And I was like, the return, the revival, the comeback. And I just didn't say anything else. And I just waited for my family to realize. They're like, oh, the podcast. And what did my mom wanted me to say, and y'all thought it was dead.
And y'all thought it was dead.
That's what my mom wanted me to say.
Yeah.
She wanted to relay that information.
One more thing I forgot to say. The breakup episodes for us was a cry for help. Simply a cry for help.
I forgot about that.
Me too. I forgot about it until I scrolled through the episodes like 10 minutes before we started.
That's funny. Yeah.
We just had no idea what we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I think that was me wanting to do something with the podcast, but not knowing what to do and just trying to wing it.
Yeah. Yeah, because we wanted it to be, like, this big thing, like, with corporate, and, like, it just ultimately, like, didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Hashtag who's corporate.
Let's get that hashtag rolling.
Come on, guys. Bring it back.
The corporate era of our podcast. The business casual era. That's perfect. So, yeah, that's basically why we stopped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
That was it.
Apologies.
But also lack of communication.
Yeah, I was just sitting in my closet.
I was in my closet.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are. I'm so glad we finally got the courage to text each other.
I know. It's crazy stuff.
Corporate blocked your phone number on my phone. I'm sorry,
corporate?
man.
No.
Silly corporate.
Silly corporate.
Yeah. All right, so you guys are in store for such a fun podcast. This is just one of many segments. This was the apology video segment of the podcast. And now we're going to move on to something else. So, exciting.
I'm edging the candle. Can you hear it? I'm making ASMR.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So, Bim, the last time the people have heard from us, it was April 11th. It was a different time. It was spring. Now, it's currently August 7th. It's Leo season.
No. Please, no.
We're really in the darkest of times.
We really are.
So, I think we should each of... What?
Oh my god.
What?
So yesterday was, JC or Grayson's birthday, and
I thought it's the 7th.
No, it's the 6th and the 16th.
Aw,
no, is it the
shoot.
10th and the 16th?
That's not true. No, we text them both in the middle of the time between them.
Sorry.
Anyway.
I really hope it wasn't yesterday.
Oh wait, today's Ella's birthday. The only
The
Leo.
only good Leo.
The only Leo.
The only Leo. Oh, I'm gonna feel real bad if it was yesterday.
Shh. No, we do one group text. That's it. That's all they deserve.
One group text in the center. Okay, anyway.
Back to what we've been up to. So I think we should just give a brief synopsis of like what we've been doing. How did we get from there to here? Really draw it out. Really milk it. Tell me, give me a day-by-day basis.
All right, I got you. Well, school, like the last like couple weeks of school, the second semester was rough. It was just so difficult, and I like thought I was gonna fail 2 of my classes. Like I thought that I was gonna fail Calc 2 and my computer science class. Okay, but my computer science class, I didn't actually think I was gonna fail, but it was confusing because on my like in the grade book it said my grade was an 89, and then in like on my report card it said I got a B-, and I was like, because like in college classes sometimes it's like that where like it's different, and I was like, oh my goodness, if an 89 is a B-, and like right now, like my grade is an 81, like I'm probably gonna fail this class. I wasn't going to fail, but I was stressing like I was. And it was like every like comp sci project would be like me kind of like procrastinating until the end and then having a breakdown because I couldn't finish it. Anyways, that was school. But then it was over. Yeah, the school was over. School. I remember there was I took a selfie or like a picture of me like a mirror picture from one of my fit checks, and it just said every day I wake up. I was so exhausted and I was not having it, like, at all.
You know, I've said this before and I'll say it again, you know when you wake up and you say to yourself, I have to do a whole day worth of tasks before I can go back to sleep.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing.
Oh my god, it was bad. And I remember I did like a project for my journalism class that was like about academic anxiety, and then it was like I took us. I was like me experiencing academic anxiety while doing a project about academic anxiety because it was just like it was terrible. But anyway, it was over. I didn't fail either of those classes. I'm chilling. And then I got home, and Charlotte graduated and Ethan graduated high school. I guess she can get into that. That's more important for her. But it was cool to go to that. 1 second. Let me look through, because I have an Instagram account. I don't know if I mentioned this before, that I don't let anyone follow. There's basically like a journal, I guess, where I just like document like every day of my life essentially. Okay. Yeah, so I get home, graduation, and then Charlotte just no, Charlotte didn't leave me. But basically, yeah, Charlotte just left me. We had like a couple weeks. We did stuff. It was fun. Mm-hmm. And then I catered a wedding. I'm not very good at this summer synopsis thing. But anyway, I'm just going to skip to the main part of my summer because I didn't really do much after Charlotte left. Because what is there to do? I started my job as a camp counselor. And I really liked it, but it was also like exhausting towards the end. And it made me wonder, like, really think about, are kids real? Because so hear me out.
Okay.
So, like, I remember, like, I look at these kids, and I have a really great memory, and I can remember, like, specific thoughts and activities and things that I did, like, when I was that age, but I look at these kids, and I can't imagine them having a single thought that I had. Like, there's nothing going through these kids' heads.
Except for Among Us, apparently.
Except for Among Us, literally. Oh my god, Among Us was, I at the end, I brought, like, a shirt for them to draw on and, like, sign, and half my shirt was just filled with Among Us characters.
Everything they look at, everything they see, everything they think is, how does this relate to Among Us?
It is. Oh my, and this was one kid who was, like, so obsessed with, like, phones and stuff. He would like run up to me, and then he'd be like, in the morning he'd just be phone, and he'd like bring out his hand and be like phone, and I was like, no, I'm gonna get fired. Like, we've had this conversation like a million times, because sometimes I would like give up and be like, fine, here you go. But it's like how are these kids, how are they like that?
Phone?
How are they real? Like,
I don't know.
I don't think they're real, and I don't think they have, like, I don't think they understand anything that I say. I don't know. That might sound weird, but it's like, that was my main thought whenever I was a summer camp counselor. Like, just, I don't think that the kids are real. But they were very clearly real because they did a number on me. Just like, some of them were really sweet and some of them were not. It annoyed me.
Thinking about kids now. What was the main age group that you were with?
Well, it was like kindergarten through 5th grade, but I think the majority of they were like mostly 1st, 2nd, and 3rd graders.
Okay.
And there were like some like 4th and because it was a camp about like 70 kids, and like it would be like 4th graders and 5th graders. There was probably about like 30 of them combined, or maybe 20. I don't know. But yeah, it was mainly like those younger kids, and it was like. Some of them just annoyed me. Like, I felt really bad because some of them were really cute. Like, they were these twins who were adorable and they loved me, but they would always walk up, like, ask me, like, for anything. They'd be like, Miss Emily, I'm gonna go throw this away. I'd be like, okay, Miss Emily, can I go to the bathroom? Yes, you don't have to ask. It's right there. Just go to the bathroom. Like, you don't gotta ask me for anything. And be like, I remember one kid told me that I'm ruining his fun. He, like, we were doing these, like, melty bead things, you know? And I'm sitting there, like, I'm just ironing for hours in that hot room with the steam of the iron coming up in my face. And this kid comes up, he's like, Emily, like, it's time to go play dodgeball. And I was like, all right, like, I'm good. I need to do this stuff. And he's like, you're ruining my fun. Like, as campers versus counselors, you have to come. Like, Andrew told me that you have to come. And if you don't come right now, you're ruining my fun. I was like,
you're ruining my fun.
Okay.
What a card to pull.
I know. I was like, man, I didn't know I was the sole, like... It was so funny. They'd always make me play dodgeball. And I don't understand why. Like, because it would be, like, the same, like, 3 or 4 kids that I'd, like, truce with. And then, because we would do, like, ultimate dodgeball, like, where you could hit anyone. And it would be, like, the same couple of kids that I would, like, truce with. And they just wouldn't, like... I don't know. I was bad at dodgeball. It's like there was no reason for them to truce with me. Like, but they were, like, so loyal to me. I don't know. It was weird. I was like...
your minions.
They really were.
The influence.
The influence, yes. I stand my ground that I was the best counselor. Like, I was the best counselor. Because there was this one counselor who... I'm not going to say who it was, but would try way too hard to, like, be the kid's favorite. By, like, just doing things that, like, we weren't allowed to do. Like, buying them ice cream.
Okay.
Like, on the way back from the pool. And the way to the pool as well. And, like, it was just, like, little things like that where I'm like, listen, I don't gotta bribe my way into being the favorite counselor.
You just got it.
I just am.
You
The
have
kids
it or
just
you
love
don't.
me. I remember, like, one of the kids just came up to me and she was like, I've just heard that you're just, like, the best. She's like, everyone says that you're their favorite. I'm like, thank you. I'm like, I know. But yeah, I was like a good responsible counselor. I always did what I was told. I would, if they told me to go play on the playground, even if it was really hot, I'd go and I'd play on that playground. I had a really hard job. You know?
It was difficult.
It
for
was
a
real
bit
tough.
this year.
Yeah. I got really tan. That's one thing.
Yeah, you did. I remember I FaceTimed you, like, week 6, and I was like, damn, girl!
Yeah. Sometimes I just look at I'm like, wow, I'm so tan. It's crazy. Because I'd just be outside all day. One thing I won't forgive the camp for is exposing me on their, like, Facebook page. Like, they'd take pictures throughout the day and post them at the end of the day on Facebook. And there was this one picture that was just so bad. I was like, why would you guys post that? Like, I don't appreciate this. Anyway,
I don't understand how some people look at some of these photos and they're like, that's an okay thing to do to this person.
I'm like, what the heck? And it was like, with the one that I'm thinking of, it was 2. It was like every Friday was water day. And so it was like every Wednesday was pool day, every Friday was water day. So water day is just like water slides, water guns, water balloons, that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to show up in my bathing suit. Basically, I would just wear like athletic shorts and like a sports bra. And then I was going down the water slide, and they decided to take a cute little picture of me going down the water slide, and it was just like the worst picture. Just like the way my sports, my shorts were like wet, and it was just like bad. It was a bad picture, and I cursed them for posting that because now that's on the internet forever. And what if someone finds out that that's me? And like another one, it was just me like falling down. Like I don't want that to be my legacy. Like.
That's what you're leaving these children with.
Exactly. Like, I want these kids to remember the cool counselor who talked to them like they were humans. Like, you know? Like, I feel like that's, like, I would like, have conversations with them. Like...
Yeah, because they're just
little people,
when you sit down and talk to them, guys, they're fucking funny.
They are funny.
They say just, like, the funniest things, and they don't know that they're funny, and that's what makes it more funny.
Exactly.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of the counselors, like, the kids would come up to them and be like, oh, great, or like, oh, you're so silly. But I'd have a conversation, be like, oh, yeah, like, tell me about it, you know?
Yeah.
And they liked me for that, because I was so real. I was their friend. Anyway. I'm the best camp counselor.
You were man of the people this summer.
I really was. That was basically it. Like, I The last day of work was on Friday. Oh, wait, I went camping. Guys,
You went camping.
Guys, I went camping. And we hiked from Harper's Ferry in West Virginia to the Washington Monument, but not the Washington Monument in D.C., the other Washington Monument in Maryland that looks really, really goofy. Like,
Okay.
super duper goofy. It was like 22 miles, and it was fun, but I think I died.
Did you do it all in one day?
No.
Okay, good.
I should have clarified. It was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The first day we did like 8 miles. The second day we did like, I guess 12. And then the third day we did 2.
There you go.
But man, it was exhausting. Like my feet were busted. My shoulders hurt. My back, my legs, everything. But it was fun. I went with Dunkle B. He had a screw in his shoe, which was very cool. And I'll get into it later, but the soap was a highlight.
The soap.
The soap.
Is that one of your other ones?
Yes.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Anyway, that
This
was
is very
basically my
exciting.
summer. I was just a camp counselor. That was my whole aesthetic.
You were Miss Emily.
It was. Well, half the kids called me Miss Emily, and the other kids just called me Emily. And I feel like I liked them just calling me Emily rather than Miss Emily, because it made me, like, uncomfortable. I'm like, I'm just some kid here. Like, that's what it felt like. I'm like, why are you calling me Miss Emily?
I love when my kids call me Miss Charlotte, because I put on, like, I'm an alter ego. Miss Charlotte is not the same as Charlotte.
Yeah.
They are two different people.
Dang. Yeah, no, I was like, just call me Emily. Like, it's okay.
It's okay, guys.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be fine. All right. Here we
Charlotte,
go.
how was your summer?
Here we go, guys. My summer has been pretty eventful, and here's why. We last spoke in April 11th to be exact. Coming off of Shrek, it was difficult. I had so much extra free time, which was awesome, because I also didn't have any work to do, except for my global senior project. And I managed to postpone my global senior project until the very last night. I did almost my entire global senior project on the night before it was due.
And it slayed.
It did slay.
helped.
I got so many compliments. It was awesome. It was great. It was fantastic. So after I did my global senior project, I was simply done with school. Like, before that and after that, I was done with school. Mm-hmm. So it was just that one day out of, like, the last 3 months of school where I actually did school.
Mm-hmm.
And it just felt so good to be done. Like, every day I'd wake up and I'd be like, I can't believe that this is actually happening, because last time I checked, I was a freshman. And then now simply I'm a senior. I don't understand how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you feel like that? It was just weird to be done.
I just swallowed an ice cube.
Oh my god. Ew. Now you're gonna grow an ice tree.
I was trying to chew on the ice, and then I started to say something, and it just went down. Oh, this... I hate it.
That's uncomfy. Now it's
What was
melting.
your question?
I said, did you have that feeling where
Where
it's
like,
like,
it's done?
I can't believe it's done?
Yeah, I did. Definitely. Like, at the end of senior year, or just, like, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it was weird, because it was those, like, couple of months where I had, like, literally nothing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it was also weird for me, because I was the only one at home, because both the boys were still in school. So I was just at home, like, what do I do now? Like,
What's going on?
what is happening? Yeah.
Yeah,
It
well,
was odd.
it was... Yeah, so while I didn't have any actual, like, schoolwork or homework to do, I had a lot of other things to do, because it was second semester senior, and I was on SGA.
Mm-hmm.
So there were a lot of senior events that needed to be done in the last couple of weeks. The first and the last. The only thing that I needed to do was senior sunset. And it was supposed to be easy, simple, fun.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't. We start off with
Ow.
the fact that our what's his name? Our class sponsor, who is, not my favorite person in the entire world.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, hey guys, we have no money left. All of it is going towards graduation. And we're like, well, guess we can't do anything else. But we still really wanted to do our, quote, senior prank, which was camping out on the football field. That's what we wanted to do. So we start brainstorming, like, ways that we could do it, and it basically came down to, like, our class sponsor, like, buying us food just because he's a nice man.
Aww.
And then, like, we all kind of pitched together for snacks. It was a lot, and it was kind of like everyone brought their own things. So we made it like a potluck.
Aww.
And we wanted to, like, come there at, like, 7 and then spend the night and then go to school the next day. And that was the last day of school. So it was Thursday to Friday was going to be senior sunset. Well, the day of senior sunset, we'd been planning this for, like, weeks, basically. And we kept having, like, meetings with the entire SGA and our class sponsor, and, like, nothing was getting done. We were talking ourselves in circles, and, like, no one was saying anything of substance. It was making me angry, and no one else seemed to care. The day before the last day of school, the day of senior sunset, I get to school. I sit down in my chair in first period. My class sponsor looks in the door and motions for me to come over. So I stand up, and we walk into his office, and it's just me and him, and he's like, Mr. Crothers wants to talk to the senior class about the senior sunset. I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, apparently some things have to change. I was like, okay. And he said, yeah, I know you're just the historian, but I feel like I see you as the leader, and I see this meeting going very smoothly without everyone else. I said,
Perfect.
I agree. When I tell you that was the most, like, productive meeting I have ever had in the history of SGA. It was me, the principal, and our class sponsor just talking about the logistics, the legality, if you will, of senior sunset, where basically they said, we don't want it to happen.
No.
They said, we want to pretend like we don't know this is happening. I said, perfect, I can make that happen. So what we did was we all went there. We did the senior sunset event. We all came at, like, 7. We were going to leave at 9. Mr. Hand and the vice principal were going to clear the stadium, and we all had to leave. And then once they left, we went back in and camped out the night. And it was so fun. Like, once the night started, and then once Mr. Hand left, it was the best. Like, a lot of people were having fun. Not a bunch of people stayed the night, but they stayed really, really late. But there were, like, 6 or 7 tents, actually, on the football field.
Wow.
But, yeah, so that was really cool. It was really fun to end the year like that, and I know that it was me who did that.
Just you.
It was literally just me. It started off as me being the SGA, and it ended with me being the SGA, just as I had intended. Yeah, so then after that next week, everything went by, like, so quickly. Because then I graduated, I did the show, and then in, like, 2 weeks, I was going to go to Cincinnati. So, like, everything was changing, like, within a week. Yeah. Graduation was awesome. Show was awesome. And then I started packing for Cincinnati, which was scary.
Or Cleveland, like Ethan likes to call it.
Cleveland, exactly. Like, he asked me today, he goes, how was O? I said, what?
You clarified and said Cleveland?
Cleveland? Yeah, it was so nice. But the more Cincinnati got closer, the more scared I was. Because I was going there, you know, with virtually no plans for next year other than get into their year-round program. And if I didn't get into their year-round program, who knows what I'd be doing next year. But right before I left, my friend Alistair gave me a tarot card reading. And he said that he gave me a past, present, future reading. And during my present reading, he said that, like, the card that was pulled, like, just made so much sense. They're like, yeah, you set everything up. Like, you're good to go. You need to stop worrying. And I was like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
So that was reassuring to hear. So once we got to Cincinnati, things were pretty fun. Week 1. Let me introduce the cast of characters, number of my roommates. I was living in a room with Addison and in an apartment with Taylor and Grace. Addison, her nickname was Arson. We called Grace Gort because her name was Grace Ortega. Gort.
Gort, yeah.
I like to say Gortega because I think that's so much funnier. And then Taylor was Big T. We did not solidify the nicknames until week 3. And I like Gort and Big T because those came, like, organically. Arson was forced. Addison just felt left out that she didn't have a nickname. And we were like, okay, we'll call you Arson. So, along with my roommates comes David. And David was our program director. So I was in a program with all college-age kids. So we were the oldest people there. It was 18 and up, only people in the class. And it was a lot smaller class than the other classes. And the person who was our director, his name was David, and he was a dancer with the company and a choreographer with the company. So he was just cool guy, very talented, knows exactly what he's talking about. Also, he is the funniest teacher I think I've ever had. And not because he's trying to be funny, just him and his character in himself is so absurd and so weird and just like so goofy, and he knows it and he can play that character so well.
I love people like that.
I can't even I don't even know where to start with this man. It was just the best. He would just buffer at times. Like during ballet class, he'd just stand there and not saying anything, and just you could tell the gears were turning in his head. And it was just my favorite thing to do. So David was just a highlight immediately. And it didn't stop. He didn't stop being a highlight for the entire time I was there. It was like every time we had David's class, it was awesome. Because not only was his class fun, he was fun. But something that was a challenge that we soon came to realize would not stop being a challenge was the bus system.
The city steps.
The city steps. We'll get to the city steps later, but the buses, they just, like, weren't very good, but they were. You know, when they were working properly, when they were on time, when we had a good driver, everything was fantastic. The buses worked great. When the buses simply didn't show up, that's when we have a problem. So, the first day, we go to the bus stop. The bus doesn't show up. We had to call an Uber. We get a ride home. The next day, we get on the bus, and it's bus mom. And she's like, how many buses are you going to get on today? And I said, I think 4. And she goes, okay, do you want a day pass? And I said, yes. And then she goes, okay, you can get one on the next bus. And I said, but I want a day pass. Can I get a day pass now? And she goes, no, it'll make more sense for you to get one on the next bus. And I said, I don't understand what's happening. So I said, okay, and I sat down. And then as I was getting off the bus, she goes, do you need a day pass? And I'm like, bitch, I'm getting one on the next bus. So it was just weird, but she was just trying to look out for me. We love bus mom. She was the greatest. Yeah, so week 1 was just trying to figure out what was going on. But then week 2 happened, and that was more fun because we got more guest teachers. David was starting to warm up to us. And we all started to like get to know each other a lot more, which was good. Week 3 was when things went downhill. Actually, no, sorry, going back. Week 2, halfway through week 2, we had auditions for the year-round program. And it wasn't just that audition that kind of decided what was happening. It was the classes before and after it. Because the teacher who was teaching the audition was teaching us the day before and the day after. So I think I really killed it week 2. Week 2 was awesome. I felt really good. I feel like I didn't really do very well in the audition, but the classes that we had with her were really good. And I was right about that because on the next Monday, I got an email saying that I was in for the year round, which was awesome. I got it on July 4th at 10:30 p.m., and I was jumping up and down. I was screaming. I was so happy. Walking into the studio the next day, I was feeling great. And then, halfway through class, my foot started to hurt, and started to hurt bad.
No.
So bad. Shooting pain, second metatarsal stress fracture, rear and rolled head around. So I go to PT later, and I'm like, hey, this hurts. She goes, okay, take the rest of the week off. I said, awesome. So I was really sad for the rest of week 3 because I had to sit out and watch. But then once week 4 started, things were better because I could dance again. There were different people in class because week 3 was over. That doesn't make any sense, but it does in my head. Week 4 was when I started having peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, instead of turkey and cheese, and my life just got so much better. I was so much happier during lunch. It was great.
Did you guys have like did you guys pack little lunches?
We did.
And eat them?
We did. Yeah. So we there's a like room in the building that's just meant for company dancers.
Mm-hmm.
But since we were at the collegiate level, we got to eat lunch in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this, it wasn't a lunchbox. It was just a big cylinder Tupperware container with a bunch of different sections.
Uh-huh.
And I rolled up with my little canister every day, and everyone loved it. It was so cute. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we ate lunch.
Mm-hmm.
We all looked so silly with our little lunch boxes. But I lived in a dorm apartment at the University of Cincinnati. So we weren't like affiliated with the housing system of the summer intensive. We had our own housing. So we didn't have an RA. We didn't have anything. We just kind of took care of ourselves, which was the best.
Mm-hmm.
We could do whatever we wanted on weekends. We could do whatever we wanted whenever we wanted.
They would like not let you do things? The RAs?
Well, like, if you were in the regular summer intensive, you probably couldn't go out on a weeknight. Like, you had to ask your RA if you wanted to go anywhere, and then, like, sometimes one of them had to go with you, depending on how old you were.
Lame.
But since we were all over 18, and they didn't provide our housing, like, we had to find it ourselves, they were like, yeah, I guess you don't need an RA. So that was awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
It just made things a lot better. So week 4 was also the week of watermelon. We got this huge watermelon for the apartment, and it had these huge black seeds in them. And I said, you know what, guys? We need a seed jar. So while we were eating the watermelon, we would spit the seeds into this jar. Mm-hmm. And by, like, the second day, it started to smell wackish. It smelled so bad. Have you ever smelled kombucha?
No, but isn't it, like, just like, rotten? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's, like, bacteria.
Mm-hmm.
It just smelled sour. Smelled bad. But
Yummy.
it was really cool. But I really wanted to keep it because I really wanted to mail it to Taylor because she left the week before because a lot of people leave during week 3. And I really just wanted to mail it to her because I wanted her to see, like, we miss you.
Right.
And to show that we miss you, we're going to mail you a jar of watermelon seeds.
As you do.
As
one does.
As one does. What's that thing you used to say? There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Yep. So after watermelon week came week 5. And when I tell you, week 5 had me by the balls. It was the worst. I was feeling down about myself. Even though, like, I got in it and everything, I just got worried because I didn't feel like I was good as everyone else. And, like, I was just sad. And, like, I feel like I was put behind because I had to sit out a week. I was just not feeling it. Not having fun. So, and we also started rehearsing for our, like, end of intensive showcase. And David, oh so lovingly, put me in, like, a good role in the, like, the ballet piece that we were doing. But I was just, like, not in a good mindset and trying to pick up the choreography and, like, do it right. It just, like, wasn't going well. So that was not very fun. But we got through it. And then week 6 went by so slowly. It felt like every minute was an hour. Every second was a year. It just sucked chunks. It blew chunks, okay? It was not fun. And I just wanted to be home so bad. I just wanted to be home, lay down in my own bed. But you know what? That didn't actually happen because I went on vacation for a week. In Ohio. So after 6 weeks of Ohio, my parents were like, you know what, guys? You know what we should do? We should do more Ohio.
More Ohio.
Yay. So we went to this place called Port Clinton. We kayaked. We jet skied. We went to Cedar Point.
Of Bill fame.
Of Bill fame. Yeah. Yeah, and that was it. And then I came back on Thursday. Now here we are. That was what I did this summer.
That's crazy.
Ben, when do you go back to school?
I don't even know. Like the 24th or something like that.
Wow.
I need to sort out a lot of my college stuff.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Because I'm on the wait list for a bunch of classes, and I saw that I got accepted into them, but I still need to, like, like delete the other like temporary classes, and also I finally got into like the comp sci major, because before like comp sci is like a limited enrollment program, and so I had to like apply for it, and like I got in, and so then now I need to like go through a course to like change my major, and like a course to make sure I know comp sci or something like that, and then also sign up for my comp sci classes. I haven't done any of that, but it's okay because I don't have to until September 7th.
Wow.
Which I should probably do it like now, like maybe today, but I won't.
You should do it before September 7th.
That's what I'm saying. You know?
Yeah.
So, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
I just like to pretend that it doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, oh, I have to do that? No, I don't. No? Who said
What do you
that?
mean?
What are you talking about? I'll do it when I need to. There's no way.
Absolutely no way.
Yeah.
That's so exciting. I'm going back to college.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so ready to go back to college. Like, there's just something about it. I love college. But I do, like, I keep seeing, like, things on my For You page, like, on TikTok, where it's, like, me when I remember that college isn't just, like, you know, hanging out with my friends. Like, that's what I, like, need to realize. Like, it's fun, but, like, you're gonna have to, like, actually do stuff, and it's gonna be harder this year. But, like, I just want to share a silly little room with my silly little friend, and I don't know.
It's
Like,
so exciting.
go out to eat at the diner, and go sit in the library and make it look like I'm aesthetic and like studying, but I'm actually just like doing fuck all. Like, I'm doing nothing. You know?
I know
My favorite
exactly.
activity is going to the library, and I would like bring so much shit. I'd have so many snacks. I have my AirPods. I'd get a coffee but like not like a real coffee, like a Starbucks Frappuccino from like the little cafe downstairs. And I'd walk up, and I would sit, and I would just like play games on my laptop. And I'd occasionally like write stuff down, and I have all my pens, and I'd like, you know, write little really fancy headers, and then like do nothing. Anyway, so I need to take this candle away for me because I stuck my little claw clip in it, and I got like burned.
It melted.
Well, because, like, if I open it and then I put it over the flame stops moving, and that just fascinated me. And I was like, what if I, like, touch the flame with my thing? And,
And what if I keep doing it?
yeah. But I think I wiped off the char on my claw clip. It's not there anymore. So that means I can do it again.
No, I don't think that's what that means.
Boom.
Actually.
See that? Boom. And watch this.
That's the wax.
It's gone. No. It's like black.
It's burnt wax.
What? But I touched the flame.
Yes, because the wax is burning.
On the flame?
Yes.
No.
The flame is burning the wax. It's coming up like this. So it doesn't matter where you put it. It's just the wax is going to burn.
What?
I'm not explaining this very well, but I promise you, there's this one time where I blew out a candle and I inhaled like a little too quickly after I did it, and I got wax in my mouth.
So on the flame, it's just wax?
That's what's keeping the flame burning. So whenever the flame is like, you know how it combusts and it like releases things?
I don't believe you. It's
How
the
do I-
little stick. The little stick.
Okay, here's what it
The
is.
little stick on the inside. The wick.
No,
That's what's making it burn.
No, you light the wick, but how do you think the wax leaves? How does
It
the wax?
evaporates.
It burns. The wax burns.
No, it evaporates.
It doesn't evaporate.
Yes, it
the
does.
wax burns. I'm telling you.
It burns, then why doesn't it smell bad?
It smells good because the wax.
But if you burn things,
Apparently not good smelling wax.
it doesn't make sense.
Why do people think campfires smell good?
It doesn't smell good.
Well, you think that, but other people do. Why do they sell candles called bonfire and it smells like a bonfire?
Why would someone buy that?
They do, but
That
I'm
is
telling
so
you.
Silly.
It's the wax that's burning, so that's getting on your claw clip. Because once it hits the claw clip, it's a cold surface.
No, but
So-
I stick it in there and I don't touch the flame and I don't got nothing on it. But when I touch the flame, wait a minute. One sec, I gotta do some science. Okay.
All right, guys. We are going in.
You can stop, I guess. All right, guys. So I'm sticking in the claw clip and not touching the flame. One sec. Let me make sure all of it's off. All right. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna hold it. 1, 2, 3. Take it out. There's nothing on the claw clip. Now I'm going to stick it in the flame. Boom. Ow. I just burned my hand and the claw clip. I put it on the flame.
So then what is that?
Fire.
Okay, what does it feel like?
Hot.
Does it feel smooth and waxy? Because it is.
Yeah.
There you go.
Huh. Maybe that's crazy. I need to do a science experiment about this.
Yeah.
Anyway, see you in the next segment.
Hello, everyone, and welcome
Hello.
back to our third segment. So we just...
Where I stick my finger in the
No,
candle
you
to
don't
see
stick
if,
your finger.
to see if my finger burns or it gets covered in wax.
Mhm.
3, 2, 1. I didn't actually do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What, man, you
Anecdotes.
bitching out?
No, but I didn't want to make you feel bad because I would do it and I look so cool. But you were the one who was telling me not to do it because it would hurt, but it didn't hurt.
But you didn't do it.
But then it would make you feel bad.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'm willing to put my ego aside.
Good.
Why don't you try it again? Don't
Oh.
worry about me.
Okay. I got you. All right.
Why are you so nervous?
I'm not nervous.
It's not gonna hurt.
I know.
You told me.
I did tell
You
you.
promised me.
I did. I'll do it. See, my finger isn't long enough.
It looks long enough to me.
You're right. That's huge.
You got this. So you can't blow it out.
I'm not blowing it out.
You know what?
I'm moving the flame.
To each their own. Agree to disagree. How about that?
I guess so.
All right. So
I did it. I
Oh
did it.
my
I did
goodness,
it. I
Bim
did
did
it. I
it.
did it. I did it. I did it. Look at that. There is wax.
Oh my goodness, you have witch fingers. Here, wait, put it on
Finally.
here.
And I smeared it on Charlotte's little book.
Yep. And there you go.
I did it. It didn't even hurt.
All
really,
right.
a little bit.
So, Pim and I have had some experiences that we don't feel fit, comfortably in our summer synopsis. We have just like a few little silly little moments that have happened in our lives that we want to share.
Mm-hmm.
Little stories.
Anecdotes.
Silly little anecdotes.
Silly.
Fables.
It's fables. Myths.
Fantasies.
Mhm.
Would you like to go first? Actually, let's
You
do
go
this
first.
tag team one.
What? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, it all started.
My mom met my dad.
And they had me. What's
And
that
then-
from?
I don't know. It's like a TikTok audio. It's like, and I'll start with my mom met my dad.
And they
And
had
had
me.
me. And my life is kind of crazy.
Oh, yes. Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
So it all started when this silly boy Caden and I got to texting, and he said that he was eating strawberries in his neighbor's garden, and I said, this sounds like the start to a very good nursery rhyme. And so he then sent to me, with no other context, the strawberry gnome of Gardens Grove. And I said, you know what? I'm going to make this an actual nursery rhyme.
Well, you forget the part where he got poison ivy. He thinks he got poison ivy.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
That's what makes it a good nursery rhyme.
Sorry, I
Not
totally
just that he
forgot
was
about
eating
it.
strawberries.
He was eating strawberries, and he was in very short shorts and no shirt. And he thinks he got poison ivy. And I said, I've had poison ivy many times in my day. You'll be fine. It only lasts for a month. And he said, only a month? Only? And I said, yes.
Yours lasted way more than a month.
Mine lasted like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
It was not fun. But while Bim was cutting my hair, which, by the way, Bim cut my hair.
I did. It looks really good.
It does look really good. I want another haircut.
I got you. I'll hook you up.
I want, like, more layers. I don't just want straight across.
I'll try.
Okay.
I may mess it up.
So as Bim was cutting my hair, I was like, you know what? I want to write this thing. Bim, can you help me?
Mm-hmm. Oh.
You can drip it onto
no,
this.
No. I'm letting me be witch fingers.
Yes, but if it falls?
I guess so.
Okay.
Anyway.
Um,
I stuck my finger in the candle again.
yeah, and now there's like a big drop forming at the bottom.
Because I want to have witch fingers. Anyway, so I noticed she's writing something down, like in a notes app, as I'm nervously cutting her hair. I'm like, what's that? And she's like, and she explains the situation. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. And so then I help her come up with, like, little rhymes to go with things and, like, phrases. Here, pull it out. I know it.
I found it.
Okay.
So, we finished the thing. We finished the nursery rhyme. And we say, we have to show this to Bethan.
Right, because she was talking to Ethan's friend.
Yes.
And also, it's just, Bethan needs to know.
Bethan needs to know everything that we do ever.
Right.
So we walk in, we're like, hey, do you want to hear this nursery rhyme that we just came up with? Mm-hmm. And we read it to him as so. Deep in the forest of Garden's Grove lied a cottage on a hill with a kitchen and a stove. The cozy little cottage had a patch out back. But what was in this patch, you might ask? A band of berries, all red, big, and round. It was said these berries grew straight up from the ground, each one different and better than the rest. There's no question, these berries are the best. One morning, the jolly little gnome from down the way noticed the cottage was empty all day. What lovely little strawberries, the jolly gnome thought. Maybe I could take some without getting caught. Maybe I could take some without the threat of getting caught. That was the original draft. And I thought it was so funny. So there the gnome went up onto the patch. He walked to the fence and unlocked the latch. What stood before him was strawberries galore. It could feed a whole village, with no one wanting more. The jolly little gnome sat eating till dark. He ate so many berries, he clearly left a mark. But then he saw a plant that looked strangely unique. When he realized what it was, he let out an eek! It's poison ivy, the gnome said at the sight. He jumped and he shrieked and ran off in the night. The gnome got far and started to feel an itch. Man, that ivy sure is a bitch.
And Ethan loved it.
Ethan fell to his knees.
And his little music brain decided he was pulling out his guitar and he started writing a tune to it. And let me tell you, this was the most fitting, like, beautiful. It was a couple, like, iterations. Mm-hmm. But at first it was just him, like, playing the guitar, and then after every verse, like, every other verse, he'd turn on, like, I don't even know, some setting on his guitar that made it sound all wobbly. Like, that's the best way I can describe it. And
it was like it was
perfect.
Walking on stilts.
Yeah, and it was perfect. It was so good.
And it went so well in the specific points in this the nursery rhyme.
It went with it.
It went with the story. And I was just like, this is hilarious. I love this. We have to perform this for Caden.
Yeah, so we went, like, really out of our way to, like, perform it to him. Because the next day we went bowling, like, all four of us. And it would have been so much easier if, like, we just all went bowling.
Yes.
But no, he had to, like, meet at my house. We had to perform this. And I recorded it. I'll just play like, the beginning or something?
Or I can put it in post.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Easy
So
money.
here we go. Here's the song.
3, 2, 1.
I hope they're enjoying the song.
I hope so, too.
Okay. Right. So how did you guys like it?
Was it cool?
I think it was.
I think so, too.
That's good. But yeah, I think I actually really want to record that with Bethan.
Yeah,
that was
like,
so
like
fun.
An official recording.
We should make a franchise.
We should. That's what I'm saying. Like, the nursery rhymes about the jolly little gnome. Actually, I think it'd be, if we need to expand the universe.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, Garden's Grove.
Right. What are all the creatures that live in Garden's Grove?
Gone. When we went bowling, we made, like, okay, so when you were bowling, you could create, like, a theme that you were bowling in, and there was this fairy tale theme, and we're like, that's Garden's Grove. Mm-hmm. And we created a fake fifth player, because there were 4 of us, and we each took turns bowling for the 5th player. We created this guy, this whole backstory.
And every time he bowled, he was bowling for something.
Because he was a doctor, and he was like, okay, this time we're bowling for vaccines for little children.
It was like, this time we're bowling for...
Moms Against Drunk Driving.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Things like that. It was funny.
It was so fun. It was so good. So that was the story of the Strawberry Gnome of Garden's Grove.
Yeah. It was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I love Garden's Grove.
Me
I
too.
can just, like, see it in my mind.
It's like, you know,
it's so green.
Yes. You know the guy, not the guy, the little goblin guy that makes cookies in the oak tree?
Yes.
That's what it's giving.
It's like I can just see it in my mind.
The
and
strawberry gnome.
I need everyone
Can we
else-
make JC and Grayson do like art for it?
Yeah.
This could be like a whole universe.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. We need to make like a picture book.
Yes.
And
A
they, like,
pop-up book.
Oh, that's so smart.
That'd be so good.
Yes.
And every story in the pop-up, like every pop-up book is like its own story
yeah.
and it has a song.
Mm-hmm.
And if you play it with, oh my god!
And it like matches up.
Yes,
oh my
that'd
god.
be
Yes,
so
yes, yes,
fun.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's perfect, guys. We're
Business
about to make so
meeting.
much money.
It's like our last adventure, Tea Time Tuesday.
Oh,
Guys,
rest in peace.
I want to bring that back so bad.
I can't say I also want to, but I will sit there for it, and I will occasionally
Every day
say
that
something.
passes makes me want to bring it back. Because goddamn, it was so fun.
It was fun, but it just stressed me out for no
It was
reason.
hard to get going, but once you did.
Yeah, Tea Time Tuesday just stressed me out, and I still don't know why. It made me like so nervous. I don't know.
It was
I'm-
good though.
It had its moments.
It had its moments. That's a
Mhm.
good way to put it.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want to do our next little anecdote?
Our next little anecdote. Yeah. Who's going first?
You want to go first? I think you have
Sure.
more.
I really don't.
Okay.
I wrote down just a bunch of little things that happened. Oh no. Okay. I'm just gonna Pokemon Monopoly. So whenever me and Charlotte, this was like a year ago, when we went to the Dirty Dancing house, Charlotte said she was gonna bring Pokemon Monopoly, and I told my family, and they got so excited. We were so excited to play Pokemon Monopoly.
You should have.
And then she didn't bring it. I didn't think I'd have to remind you because it was such a momentous like occasion.
Yeah, for you guys, but not for me. You guys didn't
Pokemon
tell me how excited you
Monopoly.
were.
We were so excited, and just imagine our disappointment when we pull up and she says she doesn't have it. I was in utter shock. Anyways, let's fast forward to camp. It's the first week of camp, Thursday, and it's kind of a slow day, and we decided that because like the couple days before, basically like what we would do as like counselors, we'd play ERS as a card game.
Yeah.
And it was always like interrupted by a kid. Like just anytime we would try and do, but like obviously, I'm not gonna say we didn't do our jobs because we did, but there were moments,
Yes.
where we would just play games with the counselors. And so we were like, we want to have a game that goes like uninterrupted. We finish the game, and we were like, well, obviously we have to try Monopoly because like that is the most like confusing long game like ever. And so then we pull out the only Monopoly that they have, and it's Pokemon Monopoly. I cannot tell you how elated I was. I immediately remember the excitement of thinking that Charlotte was going to bring Pokemon Monopoly, and it all came back to me, and I was just joyous. I was jumping for joy. And this game, Pokemon Monopoly, was so fun. Like,
It's good.
it's so good because it's just, and also like the environment of camp, like, at first I felt kind of bad because we were just sitting there playing Monopoly when we were like supposed to be doing our jobs. However, the kids got into it. We had like teams, and like kids would like come over and like be on my side, and I had this one kid who would like recruit other kids to go be on my team. He'd be like, Emily, I need to go recruit. And he'd run to the playground and like get a bunch of kids, be like, do you want to be on Emily's team for Pokemon Monopoly? And it's like, and then he'd run back and be like, I got this kid, this kid, this kid. And I was like, yes. And there was this one kid who like the whole week would kind of like attach to me, but this
Yes.
time he was on Tessa's team. And you could tell he immediately regretted it because I had like a bunch more like, kids on my team,
Yeah.
and like it was going good, but he was, like he was into it. He's like, yeah, no, Emily, you're going down, until he realized that like that he just liked me better. I don't know, because then he would like trade like things like Tessa went to the bathroom. And she was like, all right, take over for me. Like, I know you, I can trust you. And then he traded me all of her money and properties for a fist bump. And I was like, all right. But, of course, when she got back from the bathroom, I did the noble thing and I gave it back. But it was just, I was so happy that I finally got to play Pokemon Monopoly.
Wow.
Because it was like, I was just leading up to it. I did lose, but man, was it fun. The kid who would recruit things for me had like a Pokemon hat that I wore sideways It was
Wow.
incredible. I played Born to Be a Winner. It was exactly how I expected it to be.
Oh my goodness.
All
the
that
crossover
the year ago.
The crossover between the Born to Be a Winner era and the Dirty Dancing era and
Yeah.
the Let's Play Pokemon Monopoly era, just like
Mhm.
wow.
Yeah. But it was it was exactly how I wanted it to go. And I'm so happy that they had Pokemon Monopoly.
That's so exciting.
Thank you.
How was Beethan? Was he just as ecstatic?
I think he was excited, but he lost, so
Poor guy.
yeah. Sorry, man. He got out first. Did I get out like second? Yes, but that doesn't matter.
Both
Okay.
the Vic Neals knocked out.
Actually, I think I might have got out third. No, I don't remember. I didn't do well. I didn't win, okay?
Who won?
Victor.
W
Not
camp counselor.
L camp counselor, because he beat me and he bamboozled me out of my properties.
How dare he?
I know.
Ugh. Capitalism,
I
corporate
know.
greed,
I know.
inflation. In this economy.
For real.
Yeah. Wow. What a cute little anecdote. Thank you
thank
very
you.
much for sharing.
You're welcome.
My little anecdote occurs week 1 of Cincinnati. Bim alluded to it earlier, and it's the city steps. So, it is week 1, day 2. We successfully took the bus to the studio. Now it's just time to get back. We thought it was going to be fun. It was going to be easy. The day before, we got a ride home because we just did not have any faith in the bus system.
Mm-hmm.
No, sorry. It was day 3. Because day 2, we had a rough time getting home. So day 3. The first thing we do is we look on our transit app and look up how to get home. And it's like, okay, you have to get on the 4, and then you have to get on either the number 19 or the number 24. And we said, awesome, great, fantastic. What they didn't tell us is that the number 4 simply took us around the corner. We were on the number 4 for, I think, 1.5 stops. It was quite fantastic. So that didn't stop us from riding the number 4 every single day for the rest of the intensive. But as we were walking from the number 4 to the number 19 and the 24, we, had a little trouble with directions. We're like, okay, we just have to go straight and then take a right and then we'll be there. What the dearest beloved transit app didn't tell us was when we took a right, it wasn't a normal street. No, that would be too simple. We took a right on this thing called the city steps.
Mm-hmm.
And at first it doesn't look like much. But then you look up and you see 168 steps staring back at you. When we got to the top of the steps, we are parallel with some of the buildings downtown. The high-rise, big offices and apartments.
Mm-hmm.
We are on the same elevation as those. It is just 168 steps straight up at the end of a long, hard day in the boiling sun at 5 p.m. It is just not the thing you want to do every day.
Yeah.
And once we got halfway up that first time, we realized that this wasn't just a today activity. This wasn't just what we had to climb for the time being. This was going to be the rest of the 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And goddamn was it terrible. When my family came to pick me up and they visited me, I made them go on the city steps. And they were throwing a fit just having done it that one time. And I tried to
I gotta do
explain
this
to them
every day.
every day after the whole day. They just it was just so fun to have to show that to them, because I would explain to them and be like, yeah, we have to go up the steps. They're like, oh, it's steps. I'm like, no, guys, you
You'll get it.
you don't understand. It was so many.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nothing will ever match. Big T was looking at the direction. She goes, oh, I think we were supposed to turn right back there. And I was like, I didn't see a street. Where do we turn? Is it an alleyway? We come back and we turn our heads and we all gasp at the same time when we realize that there were city steps. And we tried a different way home the day before, but we had to cross the interstate and then go up the steepest hill of my entire life.
Mm.
It got us to the same elevation as the city steps, but it was a
No
hill.
steps.
The city steps is steps.
Right.
Highland Street is just a hill. Oopsie.
What's that?
Oh my god, I'm sorry. But yeah, that was my first silly little anecdote.
Wow. My second silly little anecdote is something that I've been really public about on my Instagram, and that is the soap.
So
If you follow me on Instagram, you should know, but I'm gonna just go into detail, even more detail. So, when we were hiking the Appalachian Trail, it's like you have the bad bathrooms, like the outhouse, you know, where it's just like a toilet and you pee into the ground and it smells awful. And then there's some bathrooms where they're like nice because like we're passing through a state park.
of course.
And so then the second day, we stop for lunch and there's like actual bathrooms at Gathland State Park. And we walk in there, and immediately I walk in, I'm like, man, it smells good in here. And then I do my business, I come out, I wash my hands, and then I realize it's from the soap. And I fell in love. It felt like it smelled like I was a kid, and I was about to enjoy like a good like shake. It was just so familiar to me. I couldn't exactly like tell what it was exactly, but I was like, man, it feels like I'm a kid again. And then after we eat lunch, we're like walking back to the bathroom, so like, you know, just before we go, and I was like, guys, do you notice how like good that soap smells? Like that smells like really, really good. And they were like, yeah, no, it does. And then I forget who like it was, but they were like, yeah, it smells like maraschino cherries. And I was like, that's it.
You're right.
That is so correct. Because I don't like normal cherries, but man, do I fuck up a maraschino cherry. I love maraschino cherries. Like, they're so good. I would, like, my brother would always take them off of his, like, shakes, and I would munch them. I would be like, and give out my hand, and I'd be like, all right, where are they? Every time we got, like, a shake or like, I don't even, whatever. And I loved them. And I was like, man, that soap was really good. And I move on with my hike. Not thinking I would ever experience the soap again. I was like, man, it was just a one-time thing, a highlight of the trip. And then we show up to our campground for the night, and it's like a nicer campground, and so it has like a nice like a real bathroom with showers in it, which was incredible. And then I go in there, do my business, I go to wash my hands, it's the same soap.
No way.
It's the same.
What a twist!
Soap. And I jump for joy. I'm so excited. Like, you have no idea, because now I get to smell this again.
Did you take some to go?
I should have.
Get a little Ziploc.
There was nothing to take it in. But that started my investigation. So the next morning, I was like, I need to know what this soap is. Because, like, obviously there's not like some guy in the back making the soap. Like, they buy this soap from somewhere. Like, it has to be bought. And then my dad was like, oh yeah, on the front of the bathroom there's like a sign that has a phone number that you can call if you have any concerns. And I was like, bet. So I run up there, and then I read the sign. I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't call this phone number, because, like, you know, like, I don't want them to think I'm in danger or anything. But then I see, like, a little on the bottom, it was like an email, and it was like customer service, like, if you have any, like, if you have any suggestions for our bathrooms or like the way that we like upkeep, like let us know. And I was like, this is perfect. So first I actually tweeted at Maryland State Parks and I said, let's see. Oh great, I dripped the wax on my phone.
Oh, perfect.
That is very cool.
You go, girl.
Thank you. Anyway, let's see. Let's take a look at what I tweeted exactly. They didn't respond to me, but I was really hoping, because I noticed they were like active. Anyway, because we like determined that it was probably something in just like the Maryland State Parks, because those are the people who like run the bathroom. I said, at MD State Parks, please tell me what hand soap y'all put in the Dahlgren and Gathland bathrooms, please. It is the most scrumptious smelling soap in existence. And then I emailed. I emailed the customer service, and this is what I said. I said, hi there, because I wanted this to seem like as professional, but also like give me like a real reason to like, I don't know, like a reason for them to respond. And I said, hi there, I'm hiking a portion of the Appalachian Trail with my family, and we are absolutely enamored by the hand soap in the bathroom of the Gathland State Park and Dahlgren Campground. We would love to know the name of the soap so we can fondly remember our hike in our own homes. Thanks, Emily, Ethan, Elliot, Dan, and Dave. So I added the, like, remember the hike in our own home. So that way it's, like, like I had a positive experience, you know, like they're gonna, it's more, and then I added all of our names, you know, it's like really, like,
This is a family event.
this is a family, because it really was, like, literally we were sitting there in the morning, like, all 5 of us, like, Googling, just, like, this kind of soap, we just couldn't find it, and then, they responded to me the same day, and said, "Good afternoon. Thank you for your email. By copy of this email, I'm asking the staff to respond to your question. I am pleased that you enjoyed the smell, which created a memory that you would love to keep. Have a great day." And I was like, perfect. And I haven't gotten like a response. But I did post on my Instagram, as you do. And my caption was just a really, really long cry for help. Like, please, can anyone tell me what this soap is? And I seem to have created an army of people who are fans of this soap, because someone commented, I have also encountered this soap and had no luck finding it. However, I have encountered it in more than one bathroom, so I simply just wait till the next time I can moisturize my hands with such a blessed soap. And it's like, not only did it smell really good, but it was like really, like, it made my hands so soft, because, like, you know, I have sensitive skin,
yes,
so a lot of hand soaps make my hands like super dry and cracked and stuff, but this was like, it was beautiful. It like made my hands so soft, so moisturized. I was like, this is incredible. Anyway, and then the next post, I posted the screenshot of the email response, and then Bestie Maddie pulls through, and she says, "Hello, Emily. As I am always up for a challenge, I took upon myself to conduct 15 minutes worth of research, which is insane. How did it only take you 15 minutes? Regarding the information as you provided per your previous post. After thorough web surfing, my prediction is that they use Marco Cherry Almond Pearl White Lotion Hand Soap in bulk. It can be found on marcoinc.com for around $50. Hope this helps." And I looked it up, and that genuinely looks like it could be it. But obviously, like, I want, like, a response, like a for sure response. And Elliot emailed Marco Inc. and asked if it was the soap. And they responded, and they were like, "I don't really know. Like, it sounds like it could be our soap, but I'm not sure." I even asked, whenever we were about to leave, there was a maintenance guy who came in to go, like, mop the floors of the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I go in there, and I'm like, I go in there to wash my hands before I go, and I turn around, and I'm like, "Hey, like, I know this may be a weird question, but, like, do you know what soap they put in here?" And he was like, I was like, "It smells so good." And he was like, "No, I'm sorry, I don't know." Anyway.
I would have pressed him. I was like, "Take me to the maintenance room where you keep your soap. I need to look and see what it is."
I really wanted to. But anyway, I'm just waiting. And I've gotten multiple DMs. Like, let me see. I've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 DMs and 1 text message about this. Like this one girl said, "I honestly don't know you, but I've been really following this journey. I'm so happy for you. I don't really know you, but I'm so invested." Like people are like, this is for the people.
You're starting a revolution.
I'm no longer doing this for myself. I'm doing this for everyone, so they can all experience the incredible, like, beautifulness of this soap. And I need it. If it turns out that is the soap, I will buy it. I will spend the $50. 4 gallons. It's 4 gallons for $50, and I will have it soap for life.
Wow.
Like, and I will put it in my college dorm. I'll give it to my family. Like, I love this soap.
She loves this soap.
I love this soap.
I'm really excited to see where this story leads.
I am too. I really hope they respond.
I hope this actually happens for you. You
Girl,
seem
me
very
too.
passionate about
You have
this.
no idea.
I don't have an idea.
You really don't. And I remember it was great because we didn't think there was going to be showers on the trail, so obviously we didn't bring any soap. We were just, sticky little buggers hiking the trail. But then we pull up to this bathroom with a shower, and the only soap there was the soap. So I got to lather my whole body in it. It was great. I smelled like the soap.
There you go.
I miss it.
There you go.
There you go.
Wow.
Anyway.
What a great little anecdote.
It was more than a little anecdote. It's kind of like my passion.
It was a movement.
It was a movement.
It was an entire fairy tale. All right.
Soap.
My next anecdote comes... Y'all hear that?
Yeah, it's like someone's, like, moving around.
They're not allowed to do that, don't they know?
We're in the studio. Recording in process. Why are they talking?
I didn't know they thought they could do that.
We're in the studio.
We're in the stew.
The stew. Don't they know?
They should know.
Should.
It's been widely publicized.
Let's make them aware.
My next anecdote comes after my family has picked me up from Cincinnati, and we're on vacation in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
So this is our first official day on vacation, and we were on Lake Erie. And in Lake Erie, there are a couple of like islands that belong to Ohio. So we went to this one island called Put-in Bay, and the whole thing was like 2 miles across. It was awesome. It was fun. It was really cool. But we went there, and everyone there drives a golf cart because it's so small, and it's the weather is really nice in the summer, so everyone's just driving golf carts everywhere. So it was really fun. We drove this golf cart to like one of the coastlines, and we were there skipping rocks, and it was so fun. I was not good at skipping rocks, but I was good at finding skipping rocks. So as we're leaving, we're gonna go jet skiing next. And I sit down in the golf cart next to Jason. And I'm like, Jason, what do you have in your pocket? Because he's got, like, this big bulges in both pockets. And he reaches his hand into one of his pockets and he pulls out a rock. So that means this man, he has his pockets lined with rocks. Just white and gray rocks. Just filled his pockets, like... They're pulling his pants down. Like, there's so many rocks. And while we were driving, like, a car would go by in the opposite direction, and he'd, like, throw it under their car. It'd be like, banana peel. It was so funny. So then we get to the place that we're going to go jet skiing, and it's me on one jet ski and Garrett and Jason on the other jet ski. And we're riding and stuff, and I'm making circles around Jason, and he's got his life vest on. He's riding on the back of the jet ski, and at one point, I look over, the kid gets a rock out of his pocket and starts skipping it in the water.
Like towards you?
Just, like, in random places. And I'm just, like, trying to drive and, like, trying for the life of me to get control of this jet ski. And the kid is hanging off the back of his, like... skipping rocks in the water. It was so funny.
Wow.
Just, he would sit down in his pockets. It was just like huge, like just balls on his pockets. It was so funny. And I just remember Jake's. My dad goes, Jake, what do you have in your pockets? He goes, rocks. And I don't know why. I just thought that was so funny. And my mom was like, you got so many, like, if you fall in the water, you're going to drown. And he goes, okay.
And?
That's a risk he was willing to take.
I agree with him.
It was good. It was so fun.
That is
Yeah, so Jason's rocks. It just reminded me how much I miss him.
Sorry.
It was so sad. Anyway, that's my other silly little anecdote. Do you have any more?
I don't think so. I just have one thing that,
Bless you.
Thank you. One thing I've been saying a lot. Should I save that for later?
No, do now.
Photograph. I will be the first to admit it. I didn't come up with this. Ethan did. He'd be like, yo, grab my photograph. And I've just been obsessed with it. Like, just asking people to get my photograph. I love it. Like, I'd be like, yo, take my photograph. And this happened, like with you. You were so confused.
I loved it.
Like, I got this. They had the... At Wendy's, they had new Frosty cups, because, you know, me and Charlotte are frequent Wendyers, and I have my little token for a free
Wendy's
Frosty.
jokes make you smile.
Exactly. And I was like, I got my free Frosty, and I was like, this is a new cup, this is incredible. Charlotte, get my photograph. And she was just so confused. She took, like, the worst photograph of me in my entire life.
Well, you were mid-drive.
You couldn't have taken another photograph, like...
You were in the middle of the through.
But you could have taken my photograph again. Whatever. I just want to say, you guys should all credit me. Start saying photograph and say you got it from me, and make it a big prank on Ethan. Pretend that he didn't come up with it. That will be good. Yeah.
Very exciting.
Anyway, catch my photograph.
Catch my photograph.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over the course of Cincinnati, me and all my roommates started to sound the same, and the only thing we would ever say is so true.
So true. I've been saying
It's
that
so
a lot
true.
recently.
Yeah, and then there was this one time where, you know when sometimes you just flip into a British accent for no reason?
Too
I've started
often.
doing that with Australian accent.
Oh.
So this one time I just went, sorry tree.
So true.
Sorry tree.
I can't even do Australian
And I don't know
accents.
why, but that just really tickled my fancy. And I said it a couple times, and it's already gone and dead. So that was
I'll
fun.
never be able to experience
Sorry
it.
tree.
Sorry tree.
There it is.
I just said sorry tree.
Sorry tree.
That doesn't.
Sorry tree.
I can't.
Sar.
Sar true. I cannot do Australian accents
It's
for my
okay.
life.
It's okay. Yeah.
Sorry tree.
Let's see. Is there anything else we want to talk about in this segment before we do the fourth and final one?
I don't think so.
Cool. All right. Here we are. Fourth and final segment.
Mhm.
How are we feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling hopeful. For the
Very
future.
hopeful. I'm hopeful that I'll get funnier, because I'm sitting here
too.
and I'm talking and I'm like, I'm not funny.
Yeah, I think I've really lost my funniness.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, never mind then. I'm the funniest person. on
You
earth.
are.
Thank you.
No, and it's really making me feel sad,
Oh, good.
because like Bim's got it. Bim's back. I'm not back.
That's not even true. I feel like the entire time during my segments, I was just, never mind. Just wasn't. We're not there yet, but we will be.
We'll get there.
We will get.
I feel like I'm just talking, but like all of it's talking, not for fun. Like you're listening to it, it just sounds like a chore to listen to. You're like, ugh, telling me about her day. No, Charlotte, be funny.
Well, we can't. The whole point of season 2 is that it's not a chore. Charlotte, do we need to take another break?
No, I'm talking about the listeners.
The
The listeners.
Well, we don't care about the listeners.
You're so right. This is so fun.
What
We're
listeners?
just talking.
There's no one's gonna listen to this.
You're so right.
All
Anyway,
of our
hi
fans have
guys.
given up on us.
Hey guys, segment 4. Here's the segment where we talk about what we're gonna accomplish in season 2.
Mhm.
What are we gonna want to do?
Mhm.
The first thing I think that we're gonna want to do is simply put a little bit, just a tad bit more effort
Only a tad.
into the podcast, and I think we could do that by simply having topics, but not only having topics, but preparing for those topics.
Mhm.
Like I think the next episode we're gonna do is the Big Brother one.
Mhm.
So, really sitting down and talking about what we're going to say before we say it,
Right.
and simply preparing, and not just, figuring out what we're going to do 5 minutes before.
Right. Yeah. More preparing. More old BM&W where we would like have a plan.
Yes. And if we don't have a topic, we need at least like a big event to talk about.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mhm.
Are we gonna do weekly? Because I know, like whenever we first started tapering off the podcast, we're like, let's do it every other week.
Yeah.
But are we gonna keep doing it weekly?
Who knows?
All right.
We'll just do it when we feel like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun. The next thing I think we should introduce is segments.
Segments.
And I think the segments are just going to be random segments.
Mhm.
It's like, how every Good Mythical Morning they have they're like, "Oh, we're going to play this game." And each game like has a title,
Mhm.
and it's like really weird and obscure.
Mhm.
And it's like they're acting like they play it all the time, but in
Yeah.
reality it's the only time they've ever played it. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I think it'd be so funny. So a couple of segments we have thought of are really gonna be fun.
Mhm.
I don't really want to reveal any of them right now.
Should we keep them a secret?
I think we should keep them a
Okay.
secret.
Well, they're gonna be fun. Fun things that will be different every week.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'll be good. Let's see. What else do we want in season 2?
I want more lore.
I want more lore.
We tried with the corporate thing, but I don't think it really worked out.
Yeah.
So I want more lore.
Yes.
More lore implications. The things we say need to mean something.
Okay.
Like little things, like teams. We need another team.
We need a new team.
Not that teams isn't enough, but like we need another something.
Yeah.
Something that will make season 2.
It really
Define
will.
it.
Yeah, and I think it'll just come organically. Like
Right.
when we were talking in the beginning, we were like, I was just sitting in my closet waiting for you to text me.
Mm-hmm.
We're really good at that, I feel like.
I think so too.
I love lore. I think it's so funny.
I think so too. Yeah,
Um,
what are you hoping for in season 2?
I don't know.
Perfect.
I'm hoping
Done.
I'm hoping to like actually like I said before, just put more effort into it because I
Mhm.
feel like I have a lot of ideas
Mm-hmm.
at this point right now, and I think that it's gonna be fun,
Yeah.
which is good.
Sorry, I just looked at the little meter thing, and I'm really hoping that this sock isn't
Screwing up the audio.
yeah.
I
'Cause
don't
it's
think
like
it will.
We talk, and it doesn't really. The bars don't move up that much.
I think it's taking away all of the bad parts of the audio,
Okay. I really hope.
but we'll
so.
see. I think I put it on before, like one time when I was doing like singing for chorus.
Okay, and you like checked it.
Yeah.
Because we didn't do. We should have done like a.
We
mic
didn't
check.
do a sound check, and we haven't halfway through. But I could just turn the audio way up. It'll be fine.
It's perfect.
It-
We don't care about the audio.
This is for us anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think also what we could do is I want the Instagram to be funnier.
Yeah, I feel like we only post on the Instagram every once in a while, but I feel like it needs to be like a weekly thing.
Yeah.
Or like even
That'll
it
be
doesn't
good.
even have to be about the podcast.
Mhm.
Like just us.
Yeah.
You know.
I think for the thumbnails, I think we could also switch those up, and instead of doing like an actual
Yes.
thumbnail, I think it should just be like a selfie, like a picture of us,
Yeah.
like
I've
us by candlelight.
Yes. Like I've because we've been doing the same like that same picture of us on the
Mhm.
roof. But we need new pictures.
Yes.
I feel like we need a new logo.
Mhm.
Because season 2 is different. It's
Season
new,
2
it's
is
fresh.
different.
Yeah.
It's more fun.
It is more fun.
We should go to JCPenney and take photos.
But actually
Do we still get like a coupon for some? JC, can you tell us? Did we get a coupon off?
yeah, because it's kind of expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. JC, let us know.
JC, please let us know.
I hope he's
Also,
listening.
I really hope he's listening.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Also, JC, never mind.
What?
So, JC. Did I even mute it?
You did. I
Okay,
saw
okay.
it. I think at least. I'll edit it out if not.
Alright. Anyway, JC, can you answer that question for me?
Can you answer that really deep and profound question? I need to know.
I need to know. I'm really nosy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah, but I think after we stop recording this podcast, I think we just have to utilize that notes thing more.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because we usually do it a lot.
Yeah,
Where
and
we
like a
play
lot of them are
episodes
good, but like some of them aren't good, but I feel like they
Mhm.
could be good.
They could be, if we, like, put the effort into them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There we go.
I have big hopes for season 2.
Big hopes and dreams and aspirations.
Lots of those.
That's so good to hear.
Yeah. But I'm excited. Season 2.
Season 2, here we go.
Love you.